for what I know is going to be a really inspiring, uplifting, beautiful performance. This is our first live and in-person event since the pandemic, and we're just really thrilled that we can be here all together in person, that we have not only survived this unimaginable year and a half, but that we are thriving as an organization, and we get to present a little bit of what we do with all of you. Everyone who's been preparing for tonight has demonstrated dedication, commitment, courage, resilience, talent, humor. It's been a pleasure to see, and I really cannot wait to see our students in action. Thank you, parents, for sharing your children. Thank you, children, for sharing your talent, and thank you really to all of you for being here and for supporting the work of ASAP.
And I am Joanne Torti, the Executive Director of ASAP. And I also thank you all for being here today. We're thrilled to share our first event with you. At ASAP, we honor children's imaginations, invite them to create, encourage them to take risks, and trust their resourcefulness, which we hope helps them to become the empowered, resilient, and compassionate adults the world really needs. I especially want to thank our community of annual sponsors and foundations who help to make programs like our Interdistrict Strings Project and the Celebration of Young Writers possible. More than ever, children need ASAP. Your help enables us to provide free programs to hundreds of students in schools that can't afford them from across Northwest Connecticut. If you'd like to donate, we have provided a small envelope in your program, and we truly appreciate any amount that is comfortable for you to give. Stephanie and Tim and Gracia have been exceedingly generous in allowing us to use their beautiful space, and I hope you've had the chance to walk around. It's really very beautiful. And they are extending their generosity to all of you. They welcome you with open arms to enjoy the Shag Festival, held right here, July 29th through August 1st and August 6th through 8th. You won't want to miss the amazing lineup of musicians, dancers, and performing artists that they have planned over the next 2 weekends. Please connect with the Shag Festival through the information provided on the flyer that is on your seat. And their helper, director of the festival, Dana, is also standing right over there, and she's happy to help. And she told me that they're leaving the wine bar open, so if anyone wants to stay and visit the wine bar after the performance, you're welcome to do that. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our lead coach for our young writers, Angie Silverstein. Angie. Our lead teaching artist for the Interdistrict Strings Project, Lisa Lacrodera. Along with Chie Oshinaka and Ed Ullman. And now please join me in welcoming conductor and music director of the Waterbury Symphony Orchestra, Leith Bioland.
Thank you, Joanne. It's a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon to you all. These students have been working extremely intensely for the last week, and I think you're going to be astonished at the results. We've tried to put together a program as wide-ranging as possible, and we're going to begin with a piece of music that's over 300 years old. It's a piece by Johann Sebastian Bach, and we've tried to teach our students in this piece how to go up and down a line and create a kind of kaleidoscope of sound. I hope you enjoy it. As I said, wide-ranging as possible, so we have to have a tango. This particular one is a favorite. Here's Lee Karen, our percussionist, is going to help us as we dance the Midnight Tango. now let's welcome some very talented writers and poets.
Hello, my name is Nancy Sagano, and I'm from West Hartford, Connecticut. I'm a cat person, and I love to travel when given the opportunity. Today, I'm here to read you my poem, Jewelry Box. It is about growing up and navigating the different challenges of beauty standards and growing from that. I am the cracks in between. My mother's, her mom's, mine. A sanded, wooden, worn jewelry box. 7th grade, sleepaway camp. String bracelets and beaded necklaces made in a cabin, outside, under a tent. Made amongst flashlights and mosquitoes. Soft smiles that pull tightly, tighter on embroidery floss. All to wrap around my own wrist, 2 weeks away. Bracelets given, but not received. Bracelets lost at the bottom of the lake. These bracelets hidden in the left corner shelf. 8th grade, earrings, pearl earrings to be exact. Not too big, not too small, just right. Perfect. Pretty smiles, pretty hair, pretty girl. Countless earlobes flashing the same. Who started it, wearing these little white circles? I did. No, me. Identical, yet different. Walking the halls, I was pretty because I was the same. Replicating, replacing, reproducing, straight hair, pink nails, pearl earrings. These earrings at the top, looked at but never worn. 9th grade, now. Silver rings, gold ones, one with a leaf, all worn on nimble fingers, fingers that push valves, that type, that hug. Smiley face earrings, rose petals, small hoops, worn on perceptive ears, ears that listen, that learn, that are patient. Bare skin. Without jewelry, I am myself. With jewelry, I am myself. I am 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th. I am string bracelets, beaded necklaces, silver rings. I am the cracks in between.
Hi, my name is Ainsley Acker. When I wrote this poem, I was in the 5th grade at Mill Hill Elementary. I wrote this poem because it was my way of showing who I am and what I look like. I would like to thank my mom and dad for showing me who I am. I would also like to thank my teacher, Mrs. Fulton, for teaching me poetry. Me. My hair is like a melty Hershey chocolate bar. My face is like the sunset coming up. My eyes are like a crystal lake washing up on rocks. My dimples are like sprinkles on a donut. My body is a small birch tree growing every year. My feet and hands are the branches on the tree wishing to the wind. My heart holds courage that is as bold as hot pink. I live in soft pages of books and eat knowledge and information.
Hi, my name is Sebastian Martinez, and this year I'll be going into 9th grade. The story that I'm about to present demonstrates that anyone, even a servant, can be a hero. Before I start, I'd like to thank my 8th grade teacher for teaching me how to write compelling pieces, and my mom for getting me into writing in the first place. So without further ado, the Dragon Hunt. Welcome to the Dragon Hunting Expedition. Mayor Cassius announced. Each year, 2 lucky citizens are chosen to defeat the dragon and save our village from starvation. Who will the lucky adventurers be? The mayor grabbed a slip of paper. The first hunter is Elleron Piers. The crowd roared as Elleron stepped onto the stage, waving. The mayor pulled out another paper. Hesitating, he gulped before announcing, Adam Cyprus. The crowd went silent. Everyone stared as the weak servant stepped onto the stage. He looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Elleron and Adam started their journey the next day, their bag filled with plants for food, weapons, and a tent. Let me do all the fighting, Elleron demanded. You'll just be in the way. Adam liked this idea, though what was the point of bringing him along then? As they made camp for the night, the wind was brutally cold. I'll make the fire, Elleron said. Rubbing 2 sticks together, he grew agitated as they refused to light. Oh, give me those, said Adam. In less than a minute, a roaring fire blazed before them. Elleron gaped. How'd you do that? A servant lights many fires, Adam answered. The next day, they soon approached the dragon cave. Stick to the plan, ordered Elleron. They went inside, Adam holding a bow and Elleron a sword. The cave was huge, quiet, not a dragon in sight. Elleron stepped forward. Where are the dragons? Suddenly, Adam knew. It's a trap, he yelled, but it was too late. A giant cage fell on Elleron, and an enormous dragon appeared, licking its lips. Adam, hidden from the dragon, searched for a way to save them. He noticed a giant boulder not far behind the dragon, barely leaning against the wall. He got an idea. He attached their tent to one of his arrows and aimed at the dragon. The tent covered the dragon's eyes, and it staggered backwards right into the boulder. The dragon's weight knocked over the boulder onto the cage, setting Elleron free. Over here, Adam yelled. Elleron sprinted to catch up. What now? He asked. The dragon now flew above them. Throw your sword, he yelled. Elleron skidded to a stop and launched his sword into the air, striking the dragon in the heart. It fell to the ground. You're amazing, Elleron told Adam. For a servant? He asked. No, for a dragon hunter.
Let's give a big hand for all these 3 great artists. As musicians, all of us up here trying to play an instrument, we're trying to replicate the beauty of the human voice. And this work that we're going to perform for you, Jupiter, an excerpt from Jupiter of Holst's The Planets, was turned into a hymn and is sung in the Anglican Church. And what we try to do with our performance for you this afternoon is to sound like a beautiful, full-throated choir. Jupiter by Gustav Holst. This next work is called Gauntlet, and I can't help thinking about some sort of computer game or some sort of battle. It kind of reminded me of this young gentleman's story about the dragon, because it has that kind of suspenseful, slightly sneaky quality, and no one is sneakier than the violas that play the beginning. Very sneaky section. Here it is, Gauntlet. Now let's welcome another new batch of wonderful young poets and storytellers.
Hi, my name is Alana Budrevich, and I will be going into 8th grade at Litchfield Middle School. I wrote this piece because of the heavy impact that COVID had on me and all of the other Earth students in the world. I'd like to thank my 7th grade English teacher, Mrs. Smith, who helped me become a better writer. The night everything changed. 8 p.m., Grandma's house. I'm standing in the doorway to the living room, exhausted from school, talking with my family. 8 p.m. My grandma's on her phone when she gets a text from my school. She turns and looks at me, blank expression, empty eyes, quiet voice. Your remote. 8:15 p.m. I have so many questions. Why is this happening? What are we going to do? What's going to happen? Will I get to see my friends, my family? Should I stay away, isolate myself? When will this all be over? When will we go back to normal? Is this the new normal? 8:30 p.m. The virus is everywhere. It's spread from Beijing to London, from Sacramento to the small town of Litchfield, Connecticut. 8:30 p.m. I text all of my friends. People are celebrating. People are sulking. I am sulking. Life has been flipped, changed. This is the new normal. Masks, sanitizer, 6 feet apart. Getting used to the 4 walls that'll surround me for the next year, maybe longer. No more smiles, no more hugs, no more visits, no more faces. The world feels so empty without faces. Faces of strangers, of family, of friends, any face at all. Someone to see, someone to look at, that'll remind me that everything will be okay. But for now, this is the new normal. I don't like it. 9:30 p.m. Sitting in the living room, music fills my ears. Scrolling through articles and articles. More and more businesses being closed. More guidelines to follow, and more rules to live by. 10 p.m. Fear swallows me. Laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, hot flashes, shaky hands. My brain's out of control. I can't fall asleep. It's all too much. I don't want to be stuck at home. I want to see my friends. I want to stay in school, finish off my intermediate school years of joy, not fear. I want a normal summer, a fun-filled summer. Ice cream, beach trips, not the same 4 walls that I see every single day. Mind racing, heart pounding, life changing. But maybe one day, everything will go back to the way it was. With faces, smiles, friends, and with that hope, I drift off to dreamland, sound asleep.
Hello, my name is Aileen Teal. I will be going into 9th grade at Litchfield High School. I wrote this poem to reflect on my childhood. I would like to thank my 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Swanson, for inspiring me with my writing. I'm from memories. I'm from love. Love for my parents, siblings, all 28 first and second cousins. I'm from you are my sunshine and Papa's warm homemade tortillas. From eating cornbread in St. Margaret's cold basement and playing Just Dance with my siblings on the Wii, having to use a controller with no batteries because there was one too many of us. I'm from waiting for the holiday fairy to come switch out the holiday symbols below our nameplate and watching fireworks from the damp dock on the 4th day of July. I'm from swimming out to the big rock at the lake, from eating a cheeseburger while my bathing suit is still dripping wet. I'm from saying my prayers and trust in the Lord. I'm from watching my brother draw racetracks in Grandpa's carpet and eating turkey drenched in gravy on the shaking card table. I'm from chasing the chickens to get them back in their pen and jumping on the big trampoline. I'm from where's the snack bag and trying to get onto the tall green swing on the swing set, only to jump off and feel the sharp pain in my ankles, then do it again. From late night trips to the children's wing at Charlotte Hungerford and selecting a new stuffed friend to bring home. I'm from picking out a rubber duck at the dentist and a sticker after a shot at the doctor's. I'm from walking on the border of the playground with friends at recess and eating ice pops at Sandy Beach, getting the bright blue sticky coloring on my hands. I'm from playing board games with my siblings and Mario Kart Double Dash with my brother, feeling bad when I was the reason we lost. I'm from lip-syncing hits from 2010 in our living room, wearing a princess dress and everyone laughing. But above all, I'm from memories of the simple times before.
The next work we're going to play for you, Yearning, is by Sharon Ruckman. I understand that Sharon is here today. I think I heard that. Sharon! There's Sharon and Mark Ruckman. Sharon, I want to thank you for coming and sharing your thoughts with our musicians this week. It's really inspiring for our young players and basically all the musicians on stage to hear a composer and their thoughts about how to create music. We're all just creating or recreating, just like these marvelous writers. And I can't help thinking that the two poems that I've just heard really express some of the yearning that I think we've all experienced over the last 15, 16 months. And our musicians played beautifully. I hope we capture the heart of your inspiration, Sharon.
And now with a few happier thoughts, a few more writers.
Hi, I'm Talia. I attend Torrington High School, and I'd like to thank my stepmoms and my siblings for listening to me read and encouraging me to enter the Young Writers Contest. The name of my poem is called Being Me. Being me. Maybe it's the way I talk, how easily my accents weave through my mouth like a needle piercing a shirt. Maybe it's the way I walk, never keeping it the same like a celebrity in their clothes. Maybe it's the way I smile, though I may be hurt, it shines so bright. Yet, it could be the way I laugh, loud and innocent, so you think everything's okay. It could be the eyes and how they observe and wonder, like a cat on its territory. Being me, I know it's nothing at all. Not the talk, the walk, the smile, or the laugh. Being me is like a cow trying to be a fish. No amount of dreaming will ever let that happen. Being me is like being Dory. No matter how hard I try, I'll never get it, so I'll forget it. Being me is like being a rock under a waterfall, looking so at peace, but breaking so slowly. Being me is when it's so hard to be somebody else. So what is being you like? Am I mistaken? Do you not speak melodiously? Do you not walk aimlessly? Have my eyes mistaken me? The way your smile beams so naturally and your laughs filled with joy. Have my eyes mistaken me? The way your eyes draw people in. To me, you're perfect. Compared to me, you're a dream. You are the heavens and the God within. Or have my eyes mistaken me?
Hi, my name is James Lunt, and I'm going into the 8th grade at Litchfield Middle School. My poem sometimes is a self-reflection where I see myself in metaphor. I would like to thank my English teacher, Mrs. Smith, for teaching me about poetry and encouraging me to enter my poem in this year's celebration of young writers. I would also like to thank my family for supporting me in all I do. Sometimes I'm like a piece of junk in space, drifting away. I can be flexible, like a river silently flowing over obstacles. I am loyal, like a golden retriever that always brings back the ball when they play fetch. I can be torpid, like a bulldog after a long walk in the heat of the summer. I'm a librarian, always amiable and companionable. I'm like George Washington, honest after chopping down his father's cherry tree. I can be intelligent, like a dolphin that always does tricks for food. I can be all over the place, spiraling forever down, like a never-ending staircase in a New York City building.
Hi everyone, my name is Eva Millay Evans. I recently graduated from the Loomis Chaffee School in Windsor, Connecticut, and I'm so super excited and grateful to be here and to be going off to college in the fall for creative writing and French. And I'm known for writing songs on guitar, but today we're going to switch it up and we're going to read a poem that's very near and dear to me, but I'm not going to introduce it. I'm just going to let it speak for itself because that's what it deserves. So with no further ado, this is A Tango of Love. Yesterday, I went to the dance studio with a girl I call my friend. She took her shoes off and laid them on the floor, twirled a little in the mirror light, and made my heart stop with her tiny ballerina bows. When the show was over, she landed in a split, and I looked at her as if to ask, what am I supposed to do now? now that I've looked at a woman and felt something I wasn't supposed to. She spins, there is nothing to be afraid of, and yet, how can we be sure? Something to be afraid of is always lurking at the bottom of our souls. There was a shooting yesterday. To burn silence into the mouths of teenagers, I woke up and screamed because I felt the bullets in my chest. Like my best friend, who couldn't paint his nails even though he's always loved the color pink. Like my mother, who would kill me if she ever found the rainbows in my room for something that prances and sings in the theater but stands exiled from the rinks and fields of athletes. I hide in the dance studio. Her hips slide against my shaking hands. We move, she breathes. Life is just a tango of love. And no matter what wars they start outside, until we can kiss on the sidewalk, we will dance in here. Thank you.
Let's hear from these wonderful artists. A poem can turn ordinary, everyday speech into music. And musicians can be inspired by words or places or things. In the case of the Czech composer Dietrich Smetana, he was inspired by a great river, the greatest river in Bohemia, the Moldau. And so he set about, in music and tones, to try and paint a picture of this river. So if you will indulge me, just try and think about what a river and water looks like, and see if you're not inspired by these wonderful musicians as they play the waves of the Moldau. wonderful, talented group of writers. Please come up.
My name is Hayden Hughes. I am 11 years old and I am homeschooled. I have a passion for music, songwriting, mathematics, reading, and language. My poetic prose that I have the privilege to share today is entitled Suffrage on the Dinner Plate. Just this past August was only the centennial of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote. It is important to recognize the extreme diplomatic and physical effort from groups of ordinary women and the persistent declinations they faced from the public and the leaders such as Woodrow Wilson in our not-so-distant history. Through symbolism and metaphors, my piece is meant to illustrate the suffrage movement, but also the broader struggle for acceptance and equality for all that still continues today. It is dedicated to the strong and brave women who came before me, to the pioneering suffragist Alice Paul, who lived in Connecticut for much of her life, and to my own mother, who sedulously yet fearlessly helped to guide myself and my sister on a path of learning and self-expression. Suffrage on the dinner plate. Hey there, why do you return each day to lurk on my dinner plate? You stand tall and silent, like a sentinel, as if you have business here. With a round white dress and a tall, strong stem, you look ready to march around my plate. Now everything is gone, and you remain, flashing your ugliness at me. I can imagine picking you up and apprehensively trying to take a bite. Eyes clamped closed, lips pursed. Edible perhaps, however, your dirty taste remains, a lump in my throat for years to come. The sting grows stronger and stronger, and I wish I never would have tried. No, I cannot swallow you. Never. You aggravate me. But to my surprise, you also amuse me. It may be because I have control of you. I have disposed of you many a time, and could again. Just maybe, though, that is not the right thing to do. Curiosity tugs at my taste buds, my tongue curling, wishing to know if you will make a crunch or a squish. Your stringy remnants could get stuck between my teeth and take me hours to get them out. Nevertheless, it could be worthwhile. Your taste might add something to my palate. More variety, different flavors representing every type. With every thought, your smell becomes more intriguing. Your aroma begs me to summon up the courage to accept you as an equal to all the others. You seem more interesting now than all the other foods that were once on my plate. You had once seemed like an angry flash, but now you are a steady stream of light, peacefully protesting for a different new day. You are no longer silent to me. You have a voice. Your whisper grows stronger, but you mean no harm. You push for acceptance and equality. Slowly, my fingers curl around you. I open my mouth to take a bite. You taste like freedom. It was the reward you finally earned after all those days, all those years of waiting patiently, then being tossed away like you didn't matter. The swirls of all the hatred you had experienced simmered down into hope in this moment of happiness. There will be more meals. There will always be those who will not give in, despite their need for nourishment. But now, with my mouth open wide, you have my voice.
afternoon. My name is Julian Smith Jr., and I'm in 4th grade at Children's Community School in Waterbury. My poem was inspired by the famous poet William Carlos Williams. He wrote about simple things relating to his senses. The title of my poem is Borrowed Poem after William Carlos Williams. I have broken the mirror that was in the basement in which you were probably storing for when I grow up. Forgive me, it was so nice and so clear. Thank you.
My name is Peyton Nash. I'm going into senior year at Chippewa Valley High School. I started writing this poem back in November and finished this April. I wasn't actually planning on doing anything with it until I showed what I had to my mom, and she told me I should enter it in Young Writers. She helped me finish it, and here it is now. This is the poem completed. Oblivion Sea. The light may die out every day, but it brings new sparks alight. A kindred spirit far away, but my journey ends tonight. Where the warmth is far behind us, but the fire's ever clear. The dying sun will just remind us, home is drawing ever near. Over an oblivion sea, in the night of blue, the city lights, they blink and dance. I'm coming home to you. On steel wings, always in motion, silver white and lined with blue, with a shadowed inkwell ocean, I will write my song to you. They call out to the watchers in flashing, synchronizing light, like millions of falling fireworks, kissing the world goodnight. I'm coming home tonight. Over an oblivion sea, in the night of blue, the city lights dance like fireflies. Do you know it's all for you? I'm coming home to you. Stars of diamond above, stars of sapphire below. So spins the lighthouse for ships flying free. Like onyx water, the whole world melts together. From the firmament lights all that we can see. And you will find me over an oblivion sea when dark was all we knew. The lights around us come alive to forever show what's true. 'Cause I'm coming home to you.
It occurs to me that the title of the next work we're going to perform, Relativity, can also find a parallel in words and poetry that you've heard this afternoon. Each word next to another, their relative position, the way they fit into a larger pattern. Well, this piece is a kind of a clever pun, really, because the relativity here is rhythmic. And basically, rhythm is the heart of this piece, and it's fractured like a kaleidoscope in different sizes and shapes. These young musicians have done a wonderful job with this somewhat complex work, and we hope you enjoy it. before we play our last number, I just want to heap great praise on our young students who started from scratch this Monday. And this is what they sound like on a Friday. It's pretty good, isn't it? Keep the applause going. Can I have our students stand, please? So it's been a tremendous pleasure for all of us to be here and share music and words with you this afternoon. And we have a kind of a nice boppy piece called Dance of the Tumblers to conclude this, after which we'll have a great big curtain call for the mass of humanity that's been involved in entertaining you this afternoon. So, Dance of the Tumblers.